Good evening. I'm making this video mostly for a test. I've got two videos in the chamber that my computer simply won't upload. I'm out here in the shed. And yeah. I don't understand it. I don't know if it's a problem with my computer or the internet, so we'll see if this video uploads. My truck is in the shed due to inclement weather. I don't know if you could hear the wind howling. And we've got standing water in here. Here's our new bale truck to replace the Dodge. Anyway, this is my new truck, and you're gonna have to bear with me. There'll be more videos of it. It is complete now. It is a 2015 F-350. I mentioned, or I didn't mention, but Firearms Rescue mentioned a vehicle with the lowest amount of miles. This was almost mine. I'm the only person that test drove this truck when it was on the lot, and it had 8 miles on it. And I test drove it, put about 7 or 8 on it, and then the dealership fucked me, or tried to fuck me. So I bought from a different dealership 70 miles away for $2,000 cheaper, the same truck. So they just took it off that dealership's lot, and I mean, it's just a shit show. So anyway, here's the hydro bed. It does have a bale bed on it. It looks kind of silly without these boxes. I had these boxes on my other truck under here, but they take on water no matter what you do. That little guy ain't gonna be there very much longer, and it just chaps my ass that it's still on there. I think the truck's got roughly almost 500 miles now. I just hate that emissions crap. Unlike the last one, I'm gonna just delete that and leave the stock pipe, because that stock pipe will last you a good 20 years. They use good shit for factory tailpipes, and I gotta warn you guys, if you go with aftermarket exhaust, you're gonna have to buy expensive shit if you want it to hold up like factory. It might not be the way you look, or might not. Excuse me, might not be the. See, this is why I wish I could edit, but I won't be able to if this video even uploads. Anyway. It might not look exactly the way you want, but if you just get normal exhaust, I mean, that shit don't last but a few years. And if you want to get aftermarket exhaust, the really expensive shit, it's about the only stuff that'll last a long time. So, like this truck, it's a bale bed. This one is too. Mine's a little cleaner. It's not exactly the ranch truck. Hydro Bed's done some pretty cool stuff. This is their 30th anniversary. So they went with LED lights, and then they did the Hydro Bed thing there on the headache rack, which is pretty tits. Better not show my license plate. More LEDs, yada yada yada. I'm an XLT guy, hence the name. I like lariats, but I really don't need anything that fancy. Speaking of shit that's going to be gone pretty soon. The color is Caribou. I went with a Renegade grill guard this time, as opposed to a Thunderstruck, which if I had it all to do over again, I don't know. They wanted $90 more for this, and this is made in Waco, Texas, as opposed to Salina, Kansas, which I didn't like. And this doesn't appear to be as stout, but pretty damn close. But what I like is the bumper's flat. It's got a flat bill instead of sloped, which is nice. I mean, to set shit on if you're tinkering or whatever. And more often than not, I like to have an area where I could set my beer can. And I'll cover that later if I ever do. This is not quite as sturdy metal, and it's not even welded to the crossbars here. But I do like the bigger holes, more air to a $20,000 engine. It's pretty important. That's about the only thing I don't like about the Thunderstrucks. And then the slope on the front bumper replacements, and that's just on the 2011s to 15s. My 6.4 had a little bit of a bill. I don't know. That's just my preference. I went with cloth this time. I kind of got sick of conditioning leather. I usually always had leather seats. And basically my main reason was because I used to always smoke cigarettes. And leather won't hold the smell well. I haven't smoked for going on 5 years, so it's kind of irrelevant now, and I'm just going to buy some nice seat covers and not even worry about it. I'm not really a fan of the black carpet. Back in the day, you used to be able to get I think $90 off when you ordered a brand new truck with carpet delete. Now Ford doesn't do it from the factory. Dodge still does, and I seriously doubt GM does, since they really don't even take making work trucks serious at all. But yeah, so they make it from the factory, and the dealership will charge you like an extra, I think, $200 to take it out and put a rubber floor in. So I'll just stick with carpet. And my 2010 was the same way. It looks kind of ratty now, but to me, a pickup should never have carpet. It's just stupid. Here's the controls for the bed. They have remote now. It's an extra $1,100, but the hydraulic pump pumps a lot slower. I mean, a shitload slower. I can't think of it on top of my head, but pretty much half the time it takes to load up a bale of this as it does the electric over hydraulic. So I don't like the fact that they had to drill holes in the floor, and they call these knee knockers, which aren't too bad. With a regular cab pickup like that one over there, they could bruise you up pretty bad, but with extended cab I could have my seat plenty far back. I went with buckets. I've always liked buckets, but this is my first vehicle I ever had this. I fucking hate shift on the fly, or used to. I always like my lever on the floor. But these are pretty much, they've got about all the problems ironed out of them. The old days, they blew sensors and wouldn't work a lot. Now they seem like they're pretty much, I don't know, good to go. And Ford's got the console up here. There's a little Waylon Jennings CD and the old Pistola. And they got another console underneath that seat there, which I can't lift up with one hand. So anyway, I think you pretty much got the gist of it. I'm gonna go back inside before another tornado hits in the area. We've had a couple around the area tonight. We'll see if this goddamn Vidya unloads. Cross box, by the way. Instead of the underneath toolboxes, these aren't as stylish, and they do let in a lot of dirt, but they don't let in water. So there's my new ride. This is the first time I've got a new everyday driver pickup since I started my YouTube channel in April of 2008. It's kind of a monumental deal.